Hello, good morning students. How are you? Yesterday I have discussed potential gradient, equipotential surface, relation between electric field and electric potential and properties of equipotential surface. Today I will discuss potential energy of an electric dipole in uniform electric field. Our new topic is potential energy of an electric dipole in a uniform electric field. The total energy possessed by the total energy possessed by an electric dipole, the total energy possessed by an electric dipole due to by virtue of its position, the total energy possessed by an electric dipole by virtue of its position in electric field is known as potential energy of electric dipole. Consider an electric dipole AB. Consider an electric dipole AB of uniform dipole moment P, having dipole moment P placed in a uniform electric field E. Consider an electric dipole AB having dipole moment P placed in uniform electric field E, making an angle theta with electric field E. Now torque acting on the dipole is given by torque acting on the dipole is given by tau is equal to PE sin theta. Tau is equal to PE sin theta. Tau is torque, P is the dipole moment, E is the electric field. If dipole is rotated through small angle d theta against the direction of the torque. If dipole is rotated through small angle d theta against the direction of torque, then small amount of work done is given by torque into angular displacement. Small amount of work done dW is equal to torque into angular displacement. Torque is equal to small amount of work done is equal to torque into angular displacement, that is dW is equal to tau d theta. Now since tau is equal to PE sin theta, therefore dW is equal to PE sin theta d theta. Now total work done in rotating the dipole. Now total work done in rotating the dipole from initial orientation theta 1 to final orientation theta 2. Total work done in rotating the dipole from initial orientation theta 1 to the final orientation theta 2. For this we will integrate it. Now integration of dW is W, and this is lower limit theta 1, upper limit theta 2, PE sin theta d theta. Now we take W is equal to PE take out, and theta 1 to theta 2 sin theta d theta. Now integration of sin theta. What is integration of sin theta? Integration of sin theta is minus cos theta. That is W is equal to PE minus cos theta, lower limit theta 1 and upper limit theta 2. Take minus sign out. Take minus sign out. Then W is equal to PE minus PE cos theta, lower limit theta 1, upper limit theta 2. Now in place of theta we will write upper limit minus lower limit. That is, it become W is equal to minus PE cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. Now we will multiply it by minus and minus, then W is equal to PE cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Suppose this is my first equation. Now this work done is stored as potential energy. This work done is stored as potential energy. This work done is stored as potential energy. Thus in place of W we will write U is equal to PE cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Suppose dipole is initially at right angle to electric field. Suppose dipole is initially at right angle to E, electric field E. Therefore, work required to rotate through an angle theta. Therefore, work required to rotate. Suppose this is my first equation. Suppose dipole is initially at right angle to electric field E. Therefore, work required to rotate through an angle theta. Therefore, U is equal to PE cos 90 initially at right angle to electric field E minus cos theta. Therefore, it become U is equal to minus PE cos theta. U is equal to minus PE cos theta. We can also write A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. Therefore, U is equal to minus P dot E. P dot E. Now we will discuss some cases. First, position of stable equilibrium. First, position of stable equilibrium. Our first case is position of stable equilibrium. position of stable equilibrium. Let theta is equal to 0. Then from equation second, u is equal to minus pe cos 0, that is u is equal to minus pe, because cos 0 is equal to 1. Thus we can say potential energy of a dipole is minimum when dipole moment is parallel to external field. The potential energy of a dipole is minimum when it is placed parallel to external field E. Now case second, position of unstable equilibrium. Position of unstable equilibrium. Our second case, second, position of unstable equilibrium. For this, theta is equal to 180 degree. Then from equation second, u is equal to minus pe cos 180. Cos 180 is equal to minus 1. Thus we can write u is equal to pe. That is, potential energy of a dipole is maximum when it is placed anti-parallel to electric field. Potential energy of a dipole is maximum when dipole moment is anti-parallel to external field. Now case third, position of zero energy. Position of zero energy. Position of case third, position of zero energy. That is, theta is equal to 90 degree. Thus u is equal to minus pe cos 90. Cos 90 is equal to 0. Therefore u is equal to 0. Thus potential energy of a dipole is 0 when it is held perpendicular to external electric field. Potential energy of a dipole is 0 when it is placed when it is held perpendicular to external field. Now our next topic, write the behavior of a conductor in electrostatic field. 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 First, net electric field inside a conductor is 0. First, net electric field inside a conductor is 0. Net electric field inside a conductor is 0. First we draw the diagram. Suppose a conductor, here positive charge, here negative charge develop, here also positive charge, here negative charge. This is the direction of flow of electron. This is the direction of flow of electron. This is the direction of flow of the electron. Now this is conductor. Here electric field inside a conductor is 0. E induced electric field. E induced electric field, and this is conductor. Now when a conductor is placed an external electric field, when a conductor is placed in an external electric field, you can say it E external. Its free electron begin to move in a opposite direction of electric field. When a conductor is placed in external electric field, its free electron begin to move in a opposite direction of the E external electric field, you can say. Negative charge are induced on the left side of the conductor, and positive charge are induced on the right side of the conductor. This process continues until E induced is equal to E external. When a conductor is placed in external electric field, its free electron begin to move in the opposite direction of external electric field. This process continues till, therefore positive charge is developed on the left side of the, negative charge is developed on the left side of the conductor, and positive charge is developed on the right side of the conductor. This process continues till E induced electric field is equal to external electric field. Therefore net field E is equal to E induced minus E external. Therefore E is equal to 0. Net field is equal to E external minus E induced. You can write E external minus E induced. E external minus E induced. Therefore we can say since E induced is equal to E external, therefore net electric field inside a conductor is 0. Now second net charge inside a conductor is 0. Net charge inside a conductor is 0 and extra charge given to it reside on its surface. Net charge inside a conductor is 0 and excess charge reside at its surface. And since E is equal to 0 inside a conductor, electric field is 0 inside a conductor, then according to the Gauss theorem, according to Gauss theorem, phi E is equal to E dot ds is equal to q upon epsilon naught. We can draw the diagram for it. This is the direction of electric field. This is the direction of electric field. This is negative charge. This is the negative charge, and this is the direction of electric field, and this is Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface, and electric field inside a conductor is 0. Electric field inside a conductor is 0. Thus we can repeat it. Net charge inside a conductor is 0 and excess charge given to it reside on its surface. Now according to since electric field is 0 inside a conductor, then according to the Gauss theorem, phi E is equal to E dot ds is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Here E is equal to 0, therefore q upon epsilon naught is equal to 0. Since E is equal to 0, therefore we can say q is equal to 0 by cross multiplication. The excess charge given to it from outside, will reside on its surface. Now we will discuss third behavior of the conductor. Third property for the behavior of conductor in electrostatic field. Electric field is constant within electric potential is constant within and on the surface of the conductor. Now electric field at any point is equal to the negative of the potential gradient. First, electric potential is constant within and on the surface of the conductor. Now electric field at any point on is equal to the negative of the potential gradient. Electric field at any point is equal to negative of the potential gradient. We have told you electric potential is constant within and on the surface of conductor, and electric field at any point is equal to the negative of the potential gradient, that is E is equal to minus dV upon dr. Now electric field inside a conductor is 0, therefore 0 is equal to minus dV upon dr. Now differentiation of a constant term is 0. Thus we can see v is equal to constant. Therefore v is equal to constant. V is constant at the surface of the conductor. V is constant at the surface of the conductor, and surface is known as equipotential surface. Now fourth, this is third property conductor, or fourth property behavior of the conductor in electrostatic field. Fourth, behavior of the conductor in electrostatic field. Just outside the surface of the charged conductor, just outside the surface of a charged conductor, electric field is normal to the surface. If field is not normal to the surface, then it will be tangential to the surface, which cause flow of the charge, producing surface current. But under static condition, there will be no such current. No such current can exist. Therefore, electric field is normal to the surface of a charged conductor. Now again repeat you. Just outside the surface of a charged conductor, just outside the surface of a charged conductor, electric field is normal to the surface. Just outside the surface of a charged conductor, electric field is normal to the surface. If field is not normal to the surface, then it will tangential to the surface. Tangential in the sense parallel to the surface, which cause flow of charge, producing surface current. But under static condition, no such current can exist. Therefore, electric field is normal to the surface of a charged conductor, or you can say electric field is normal to the surface of the conductor at every point. Now, fifth behavior of a conductor in electrostatic field. For this, we draw the diagram. Fifth behavior. This is surface of area delta S. This is Gaussian surface. And its area is delta S. This is the surface of the conductor. We can draw irregular surface. This is the surface of conductor. Suppose this is irregular surface. Electric field, fifth behavior of the conductor in electrostatic field. Fifth property, electric field at the surface of a charged conductor. Electric field at the surface of a charged conductor is proportional to surface charge density. Electric field at the surface of a charged conductor is proportional to the surface charge density. Consider a charged conductor of irregular shape. Consider a charged conductor of irregular shape. In which sigma is the surface charge density at any point of its surface, at any point of its surface to consider sigma is the surface charge density at any point of its surface. To determine electric field at any point, we choose to determine electric field at any point we choose a short cylinder, you can say peel box. To determine electric field at any point, we choose a short cylinder, that is peel box, as Gaussian surface. Now peel box as a Gaussian surface. Peel box partially lie inside the conductor and partially lie outside the conductor. It has a cross sectional area delta S and negligible height. It has a cross sectional area delta S and negligible height. Now electric field is zero inside the conductor, and just outside it is normal to the surface, and just outside it is normal to the surface. The contribution of the total flux come out from its outer cross section. The contribution of total flux comes out from its outer cross section. Now phi E is equal to E delta S. Phi E is equal to E delta S. Now charge enclosed by the peel box, charge enclosed by peel box, Q is equal to sigma delta S. Charge enclosed by the peel box, Q is equal to sigma delta S. Now by Gauss theorem, phi E is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. What is the value of phi E? E delta S is equal to, what is the value of Q? Sigma delta S upon epsilon naught. Now cancel delta S from both sides. Therefore E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. Since E is normally, electric field is normally outward. Since electric field E is normally outward, therefore E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught unit vector n, where n is a unit vector, and it is a unit vector normal to the surface, n is a unit vector normal to the surface in outer direction. Thank you.